What's up everybody, Stone from Stick on the Ice here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be accepting all trades for the Tampa Bay Lightning for the next 3 years. We already know what this team's comprised of, so let's get into it. Our first trade's coming just days into the season. Tampa Bay sending Andre Platt and a 6th round pick to Florida for a 2nd and a 3rd rounder. More picks are acquired from Edmonton for Eric Chernak and Taylor Radish. To fill the holes in our forward depth, Tampa's sending a 1st round pick and a 3rd round pick to LA for Philip Deneau and a 3rd. Right after picking up Deneau, Tampa's turning around and they're trading Anthony Cirelli to St. Louis for a 2nd and a 3rd. In order to get a few more picks, Tampa's sending Boris Katchouk and 2 7ths to Pittsburgh in exchange for a 3rd and a 4th. With the loss of Cirelli, Tampa needs to bolster the offense, and that's what they're doing with the acquisition of Josh Bailey from the Islanders. Final trade this season is going to involve Tampa sending Alex Barré-Boulet and a 5th round pick to Nashville for a 4th and a 5th. If I said that wrong, don't get mad at me. I'm looking at Hockey Reference right now for the pronunciation, and I just cannot say this name for some reason. So this is what our team's looking like heading into the playoffs. Honestly, this is a decent looking team, but I do have one question. Where's Josh Bailey? The fact that we have him scratched from this team is absolutely ridiculous. But you know what else is ridiculous? 75% of the people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed. Nah, some of you are bugging. What are you doing? Hit the button right now. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subs by the end of the year, and I can't do that if you don't subscribe. So hit the button and drop a like while you're at it. Kucherov's leading the team in points this season with 85, consisting of 43 goals and 42 assists. Coming in second is Steven Stamkos with 85 points, and to round out the top 3 is going to be Brayden Point with 71. With a record of 48, 24, and 10, Tampa's taking on the Montreal Canadiens in the first round, and they're looking to complete a three-peat. Sadly, Tampa's not going to get the chance to three-peat as they're falling to the Montreal Canadiens in 7 games. Scoring leaders for Tampa Bay are pretty surprising. Philip Deneau is leading the way in points, followed by Corey Perry with 5, and then Steven Stamkos with 5. Biggest surprise was the disappearance of Kucherov and Brayden Point. If we want to win a Stanley Cup, we need these guys to produce. Tampa was offered a handful of trades during the offseason. The first trade involves Tampa sending 2 prospects to Pittsburgh in exchange for a 3rd and a 6th rounder. Tampa was absolutely finessed by Buffalo. We traded a 2nd, a 7th, and a prospect for a 3rd and a 4th. More picks continue to roll in from Boston for Corey Perry and a 3rd. Tampa continues to sell their team for a 2nd and a 4th from Winnipeg. After not playing at all for Tampa, the Lightning are shipping Josh Bailey and a 6th to the Rangers in exchange for 2 2nd rounders. With all the picks Tampa's acquired, they're going to send some of them to Ottawa for Michael Del Zotto, a 3rd and a 4th. The final trade of the offseason has Tampa sending a 2nd to the Kings for a 3rd and Sami Vatanen. This is what our team's looking like heading into this season. We might not look amazing right now, but we have a bunch of draft picks and we're going to turn those into players real quick. It didn't take long for Tampa to make some big moves, and we're sending a prospect and 2 2nd rounders to Nashville for Ekholm and a 3rd. More moves were made to bolster the forward depth with the acquisition of Brian Dumoulin and Jason Zucker. When you thought this team couldn't get any better, they did. They're picking up Cam Atkinson from the Ducks and Sean Walker and Trevor Moore from the Kings. I feel like this is the perfect time to mention I have the salary cap turned off. The reason I did that is so we would have absolutely no restrictions on trades. The final trade of the year has Tampa sending 2 3rds to Detroit for Pius Suter, Adam Ernie, and a 6th round pick. After all the moves that were made during this season, this is what the team's looking like heading into the playoffs. I feel like we solved a lot of our problems with all the trades we made. Leading the team in points is Steven Stamkos with 47 goals and 47 assists for 94 points. Coming in second is Kucherov with 93 points, and Brayden Point's going to round out the top 3 with 81 points. With a record of 48, 26, and 8, Tampa's looking to bounce back from their early exit last season. But once again in the first round, Tampa's going to be upset. This time by the Florida Panthers. The top 3 scorers for Tampa in the playoffs were Philip Deneau, Jason Zucker, and Brayden Point with 3 points each. Some hardware was won though, with Kucherov taking home the Lady Bing. In the offseason, Tampa's going to continue to ship out draft picks. The Lightning are making back-to-back trades with the Sabres. The first one has Tampa acquiring a 3rd from Buffalo for a 3rd, a 4th, and a prospect. The next trade has Buffalo gain their 4th back in exchange for Tampa's 3rd, Buffalo's 4th, and Jeff Skinner. Tampa continues to send out their draft picks, and they're picking up Troy Stetcher, a 5th and a 7th from Philly. For a 2nd and a 3rd, Tampa's acquiring Philip Gustafsson, Pontus Ahlberg, and a 3rd and a 7th. For a 4th and a 7th, Tampa's getting Jordan Martinook and a 4th from Carolina. Tampa continues to ship out more picks in order to get Nikita Zadorov. One more trade is made with Seattle for Brandon Tanev in exchange for a 3rd and a 5th. So this is what our team's looking like heading into the regular season. And this is what our team's looking like heading into the playoffs. You might be wondering, what were all the trades? Here's the thing, there were none. I changed the trade block multiple times, and we still receive no trades. I don't even know how that's possible. Leading the team this season in points is Braden Point with 34 goals and 61 assists for 95 points. Coming in second is Kucherov with 93, and third is Stamkos with 91. With an amazing 55, 26, and 1 record, this is Tampa's last chance at a Stanley Cup. They have the talent here, they just need to win when it matters most. And for the third time in this video, Tampa's falling in the first round, but this time to the Washington Capitals. Stammer's going to be leading the team in points in the playoffs with 7, followed by Kuch with 6, and Hedman with 5. It isn't a Stanley Cup, but Braden Point's winning the Lady Byng. If you enjoyed this video, I definitely recommend checking the one out on screen, and if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like and subscribe.